Life's a gamble, take a chance in the twilight of fortune's dance. Host with voices rich and cool, share the secrets, break the rules. Martini wisdom flows like gold, every episode a story told.
A long time ago in a beautiful city not too far away, three friends had an absurd idea for a podcast. This is not actually that podcast. No, this podcast is this podcast. However, this episode of this podcast is the premise of that podcast. Welcome to Sin City Spin. Happy May the 4th. I am Jason Slager LeDuc. I have brought peace, freedom, justice, and security to my new empire. To my immediate left, the chosen one he may be, but we have all sensed great danger in his training. It's Drew Masur. And to my far left, he is stuck up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder. It's Christian Mental Ward. Happy May the 4th, guys.
May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. So, I guess we're talking about today the origin story of the Sin City Spin podcast.
No,
No?
not the
sort
origin,
of.
not the origin story. We're going to have the topic that would ultimately become the origin.
All right. Let's quit
I feel like
let's
we're
quit tickling the nipples and get into
Yeah, I
it.
feel like we're splitting that hair awfully thin.
Oh no, it's meta.
4
It's
years,
very,
the
very
three
meta.
of us went out, imbibed in some alcohol, and inevitably at some point in the night, usually late in the night and deep into the drinks, we would start talking about Star Wars. The things that were
nerds.
right, the things that were wrong, the
This
theories
is back when there were only 6
Right.
movies, by the way.
And we
Actually-
afterward we were so satisfied with ourselves that we said we should make a podcast about this. And then we woke up hungover and never did. And this went on for about 2.5 years.
Which is like most of our plans, except,
Yes.
except for going to Guam, which we actually did
I
follow
know,
through
right?
on.
So one day, Mento goes, "That's it." And I don't know what happened, but the Force was with him. And he started taking some measurements to build this lovely table you see before you. And the podcast was born. And originally, we were going to do a show just about Star. There's so much there that we wanted to unpack. But then we sobered up and realized maybe not all of it needed to be unpacked, and we could talk about other things on this podcast.
And there's also 7,000 other
Yes.
podcasts, including Fundamentals, that you should be watching if you're even remotely
But-
interested
Which
in
is
this
fine, because there's plenty of internet hate for the stuff we're going to say, no matter how many Star Wars
Yes.
podcasts there are.
But May the 4th brings up Star Wars. Star Wars reminds us why we started this podcast. And in that vein, I'm going to throw the big topic on the table, the one that always gets it going. The about 10 drinks in, boom. All Skywalkers are absolute garbage people. They are the worst. And their family infighting has cost billions of lives and torn the universe apart.
And some straight up planets.
And some straight up planets.
So yeah. This conversation started.
They are at worst victims of their social construct.
Did you say victims
Of
to
the
me?
social construct in which they lived.
Let me frame the discussion for our audience.
If I was Vader, I would choke you right.
Let me frame the discussion for our audience the way we framed it for ourselves.
Yes.
And then we'll let them listen to the arguments that we all have.
Oh, and I have them.
I'll allow it.
I'll allow it. I'm a generous lord.
So I always think back to that part of Return of the Jedi. The Scooby Gang has finished up their little demolition run on Jabba's palace and Tatooine, and they show up after 2 years of basically being AWOL
Right.
from the Rebel Alliance, where like they have uniforms and ranks and like it seems like a legit military.
Just walk and go,
so
I'm a
does-
general now.
So does the Space Force. They seem like a legit military, but are they?
I mean, fair, but I think if you don't show up for 2 years for duty in the Space Force, they do something to you. But put that aside.
You have to reset
that,
your password.
That Mon Mothma and Admiral Akbar are very understanding and generous leaders who understand that the Scooby Gang has some stuff they've got to take care of, right? And they go take care of it. And I always wonder, when the Scooby Gang walks into that briefing about yet another Death Star, do Mon Mothma and Admiral Akbar go, not these fucking kids again?
He's the only Jedi. Dude, there's no more Jedi. Darth Vader's conquering the entire galaxy. There's one Jedi who's like a prepubescent kid that won't listen to fucking Yoda. Brr, try you must.
Okay, so they walk in and he goes, "Oh, these fucking kids again," and it's like the Chinese balloon.
Oh my God.
Oh, great! Here come the F-22 clowns again. But they're the only ones that have ever shot a Death Star down. So you get to talk a little smack.
Okay, well.
So,
but none of that is relevant to, are the Skywalkers, are they garbage people or heroes?
I'd like to start
with
no.
I don't think any of us are going to say they're heroes.
You said they're victims, and I didn't think that was coming out of your mouth.
That is a left turn none of us saw.
Heroes might be next.
No one saw that coming.
All right, let's start at the top.
Conventional wisdom.
Anakin, start at the top.
The Scooby Gang are the heroes of... unless you're Barney Stinson from How I Met Your Mother.
Or unless
they are the heroes of the movie, right? The movies. No, I'm not talking about what we think. I'm conventional wisdom.
Sure.
Conventional.
Okay.
If you asked 9
conventional,
out of 10,
I'll say conventional presentation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Skywalker's good, Vader bad, even though he's a
not a lot of
Skywalker.
wisdom behind it.
He's a Skywalker too.
By the way, thanks for this, Mental. This is delicious.
We shall call this a Sith Lord.
and tequila laden.
Let's start with Anakin. Anakin, just a moody little brat who shouldn't have ever been allowed to go into Jedi training, skipped all his shit, didn't listen to any of the rules, got a girl pregnant, started a family, wanted the rules to be special for just for him.
Are you taking notes?
And then when he didn't get his way, basically turned into a school shooter at Jedi University and fucking killed all the kids. They're all kid killers. Oh yeah, let's start with Anakin. And this is before he's Vader. This is when he was one of the good guys.
I'm not
in him, I see.
Look, I'm not going to sit there and say that Anakin was ever a good guy. He wasn't. But Brat, the guy was an orphan living on a trash planet under the rule of a... Obviously,
we live in the desert too.
All Skywalkers abandoned their children.
Are there any casinos on Tatooine?
I don't know.
No, maybe. The answer is no. Because if it was, it would be a vacation destination.
There's a lot of Sabak games.
It would be a vacation destination. So he's born on a garbage planet. His mom has to answer to an overtly racist caricature of effectively a flying insect with a giant nose. All right. You're going to harbor a little resentment on that as you are raised in that environment. Okay.
I always forget how racist the prequels were. I know, right? It was the 2000s. I always forget how racist they were.
Seriously, that's probably what made
Misa no see the problem with the guy.
Oh no, that's Jar Jar Binks. Who's a completely different racist. So he's raised in that, and then his mom has to die, and then he gets thrown into training,
and he murders everyone.
He gets forced ahead into skipping training, which, by the way, never asked for. They ran a blood test on him, and they're like, "Oh, you've got a bunch of midichlorians in there. You now have to go to Jedi school." And even though every single person along the way said, "This isn't a good idea. I'm getting some bad feelings on this." So all of the social workers identified the school shooter before they became a school shooter, and none of the authorities did anything about it. He's not a hero, but he is not acting alone in this villainy. There were warning signs, and everyone ignored the warning signs because he was supposed to bring balance to the Force.
Which he did.
No.
I mean, if you
Yeah.
want,
He
if you want to be fair, he did the one thing he was supposed to do.
He trimmed the scales in the wrong direction. but
Skywalkers
he did.
ruined balance in the Force and then took credit for restoring balance in the Force. It's kind of like, I don't
At
know.
what point did Anakin say, "Pick me, I will totally bring balance to this Force"? No, he's like, "Nope, scooped it up. Sorry, buddy. I gambled.
Okay.
I gambled for your mom. Lost that one. We're gonna grab you, bring you to some other place, and make you go to this school."
Do we want to talk about how his wife is a pedophile?
Okay,
She is straight up like 15 years older than he is when he is like 8 years old.
all right. Before we go
The
down
queen?
that path, everyone, look at me right now.
You know,
need-
if you're not looking at your screen.
Right, exactly. You need to rent a movie called Beautiful Girls. All right, it's got Uma Thurman in it, and it has Princess Leia's mom. Why can't I remember her name? The actress.
Queen Amadea.
Yeah, but the actress. Anyway,
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman as a young girl in
I was
there.
trying to leave actors' names out of it so we don't get sued.
Fair enough. You know, but anyway, it has Natalie. Watch that movie to frame this, okay? And then let's talk about his, wife, the pedophile. Okay, he was a Jedi. He basically had a driver's license at this point because he was flying spaceships. Okay, is it an eyebrow raising kind of relationship? Sure. Is it illegal? It is not.
They let droids fly space. They'll let anybody fly a spaceship. There don't seem to be any licensing requirements at all to fly spaceships.
Oh yeah, no.
In Star
Hey,
Wars.
Honestly, he was 5
we
in
do an
racing
entire episode on in this galaxy of Star Wars, what delineates food versus a sentient life form that gets recognized. Because I'm pretty sure.
Short answer, nothing.
If a Jar Jar Binks character was running around the desert out here, we would hunt them to extinction.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the only difference between food and sentient life is if you get eaten, you're food.
Honestly, Ewoks, pets.
I'll give you that.
I bet Ewoks are tasty.
I bet they are.
They are too,
bet
but
Ewoks are
honestly,
tasty. They're a little chubby. They got a little fat.
and how
I bet
many-
that- I bet that girl's up real nice.
as cute as they are, though, would they not be the best guard dogs ever? They help destroy a Death Star.
And-
I mean, they're pretty good at
But
guarding the house.
But they also just let
And-
a garbage person,
Yes.
Princess Leia, walk into their village and braid her hair.
Not just that.
I would
Luke
totally
killed
blame.
how many humans to protect these little pet people? He's basically an eco-terrorist. Garbage person. Luke Skywalker, garbage
New
person.
taking the clerk's argument about the Death Star. All right, let's leave Anakin.
And again, he was a moisture
Let's-
farmer, so he's probably very sensitive.
Do we want to talk about him as Vader at all?
Okay, but
I
again,
mean, he's a garbage person.
well,
still.
hold on. But again,
I wanna get off
every one of you at 15 years old who would not allow the Princess Amadea looking like she looked in that movie to do naughty things to you, raise your hand. That's what I thought.
I'm still working on the question, man.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
I think he said, "Would you let Queen
If I
Amadea?"
was 15, would I let Natalie
let a
Portman
stiff-
do stuff to me? Of course I would.
I
Would
would-
it be okay? Probably not.
I'd let a stiff breeze do stuff to me when I was 15.
It would totally be okay from my perspective.
All right.
I did
Let's-
bad things to a
let's-
JCPenney's
Let's get off
catalog.
of Anakin because
Yeah, because he sucks.
Because where I like
Oh
to
no, no argument that Anakin sucks. Anakin totally.
Where do you want to
sucks.
go? Where do you want to
where
go?
I like to start this argument is as we meet the characters. So
Yes.
we'll skip the
Okay.
brief introduction we get to Leia when she's trying to do whatever she's trying to do to R2, right? Well, I like to start with Luke.
Do I have to hit stop?
Yeah.
Shitty
I
messages.
like to start with Luke, right?
Start with Luke.
First thing, the first time we meet Luke Skywalker, he gets into an altercation with a bunch of Jawas. As you're thinking about that,
No. First time we meet Luke, now he's having a business negotiation. The altercation he gets into is with the Sand People.
he also gets into an altercation with the Stand people.
He's a
Then-
troublemaker.
And then the real kicker on this is Luke Skywalker's what, about 17 years old, 18 years old?
Bunch of teenagers and an aluminum falcon.
Yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi takes Luke into his first bar, as far as we know. And what's the first thing Luke does? Gets Obi-Wan Kenobi in a fight.
Okay, Toothy guy was drunk and had it coming. All right, you start lipping off.
Jack Nut.
They start. We've got the death warrant on 4 systems. Okay, they might as well have been wearing affliction T-shirts and bedazzled jeans.
I'm not justifying their behavior at all. But do you think Obi-Wan Kenobi wanted to get in a fight and cut off an arm that day?
Yes. And here's where I'm going. We have seen Obi-Wan
apparently the range of garbage people is getting wider.
We have seen Obi-Wan repeatedly make very minor alterations to people's thought processes. He is a master of the Force. He could have calmed homeboy down straight up. He could have been like, you know what? My bad, bro. Let me get you a beer. We have done these things. We have defused situations where there was a misinterpretation, and more times than not, we have made friends with people that initially wanted to fight us, and on the rare occasions we couldn't, we were already friends with the doorman, and they got thrown out.
Obi-Wan just could have walked up and gone, this is not the asshole you're looking for.
This is not the asshole you're looking for. These are the 2 beers you're looking for. He could have done that.
Didn't
but
he?
he
Hang
didn't. He immediately goes straight to the saber.
Hang on, and I know we don't have clips because we didn't pay for them. and we won't. But doesn't Obi-Wan offer to buy Toothy Guy a drink?
It's been too long since I've seen it. I don't know. Doesn't
he try to defuse the situation?
Not very hard, because his first action is grab the sword.
I don't think it is.
Yeah.
I seem to remember the phrase let me take care of this friend or something like that.
I'll be more careful. You'll be dead. And honestly, not that out of the ordinary of the behavior, because they didn't get thrown out after they chopped off dude's arm.
The point being is, Luke got Obi-Wan in a fight.
I don't agree. I think Obi-Wan, he's been living as a hermit for a couple of years. You know, he likes to scrap it up a little bit. He came in there.
Obi-Wan could have looked at that man and gone, by the way, your daddy was my little bitch. I cut his arms and legs off. He's now the ultimate bad guy. Let's go get pissed, and you need to start training. Because apparently poverty breeds these special little things inside of you.
And maybe that was all part of Obi-Wan's thing. He wanted to see how Luke would respond to a bar fight.
An asshole.
That is like a subplot of every Jean-Claude Van Damme film.
So we're what I'm hearing is we're just adding Obi-Wan Kenobi to the list of garbage people.
He was more the garbage
product.
He steered that
their
garbage.
Environment.
He was the supervisor.
He
of
was the driver
people.
of the barge.
He was the regional manager.
He's been living in the same crappy planet. He's a product of his environment.
No, he went there to keep an eye on Luke and then did nothing of the sort.
That's true.
He could have been training Luke since he was 8.
Because I know what happened for those 18 years.
Every other Jedi gets picked up around 8 years old. Obi-Wan just watching him grow up going, I'm going to miss the window.
Yeah, okay. So again, this is just
driving the barge of garbage.
That's my argument that Luke did not go into the bar starting a fight. Did not get Obi-Wan to fight. Obi-Wan wanted to fight.
Whether he got in the fight or not, he's still an absolute...
He's
responsible for the death of billions of people. He's a garbage person. Obi-Wan's just driving the barge.
Moving on. Where do you guys want to go next?
All right, so we've done Anakin, we've done Luke.
Leia.
Quick poll. Han shot first.
Oh, Han totally shot first.
Who what?
Han shot first.
Han shot first. Accept it.
I don't know what you're
believe it.
saying.
Not just own it. Han. Han shoot first.
You get out of this chair and don't be part of this podcast if you don't know Han shot
with
first.
With Greedo.
Han Solo shot for. Okay, I thought you were speaking like Japanese. Han Solo.
And honestly, I don't want.
Maybe you should be drinking.
Yeah, I don't want to meet a Han Solo who didn't shoot first in that situation.
No, that's okay. We all agree that whole.
Not only did he should.
That whole special edition Greedo shot first thing is.
How about
that's right up there with in E.T. with replacing their shotguns with radios.
If we're going to talk about Han Solo, I would just like to point out the fact that he knows Luke has daddy issues. He knows Leia has daddy issues. That's why she's sleeping with him. And what does he do? Abandons his damn kid and gives him daddy issues.
In Han's defense.
Oh, please.
They stole the Falcon. You ditch everybody for the Falcon. Your loyalty
not your kid.
Your loyalty is to the Millennium Falcon. Always.
These aren't These aren't really arguments that these aren't garbage people. These are just arguments that you're okay with it.
Product of his environment. They stole his ride, man.
Like, should we just stipulate now they are garbage people and you're just okay with that?
Product of their environment.
That's what I'm hearing. Am I hearing something that you're hearing?
And tell me Leia didn't throw him. Tell me Leia didn't throw him out.
Tell us in the comments.
Leia also garbage person.
Yeah.
Garbage person.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to her yet, but she's a garbage person.
Absolutely.
The way she sells out Dantooine, just like, oh yeah, rebel base there, go blow that planet up.
Yep.
Yeah, but she's on the crazy.
She might be the worst one.
She's on the she's on the crazy hot scale, so she
she
gets
is
a
the
lot
worst
of
one.
leeway.
I'll tell you why she's the worst one.
Every person you have said so far has been the worst. Anakin is the worst. Luke
No,
is the worst.
Anakin was just the start of it all.
He said Anakin was the worst. I said Luke got Obi-Wan in a fight. Leia sold out an entire planet of what could be billions of people?
Leia plotted and trained someone to help kill her son because she didn't like the field he went into. Kylo Ren was second in command of the universe, the entirety of the Empire. Be a proud mom. Don't kill him.
Why can't you be a doctor like your brother?
Mom, I'm over here running the Empire. Damn it. What does it take to make you happy?
Did she actually kill him? I thought.
Well, Chickadoo killed him, but she helped.
All right.
I mean, I don't want to,
These are the new ones, right? I don't know these as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Probably a spoiler alert.
Look, those are 10 years old. I don't think anyone gets to claim the first set are 40 years old. The second set are 20 years old, and just skip them. Although Sith is good. I like Sith.
Anyway, if someone held us on the bridge of some sort of city-destroying blimp and said, okay, if you don't tell us what city they're making fentanyl in, we're going to shoot Las Vegas. I will rat out every other city in this country before I let you destroy Las Vegas.
Sin City Spin.
Tell me you wouldn't protect Las Vegas.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Exactly. That's what she did.
Yeah.
Yeah. She ratted out another city to save her city. It was a planet-sized city.
Yeah, but there's a difference when you just kind of go, okay. So she was raised in that city. She's got friends and family in that city. She's got adopted parents in that city, right?
No, that's the planet she blew up. That planet got blown up too.
Oh, that was just her daddy proving a point.
Because they found out she was lying.
Yeah, you lied to me. I'm going to blow up a planet because I'm your father. And
she's really responsible for 2 planets.
Whoa.
No, Vader's responsible for 2 planets. She's just the moody daughter that made Vader go, I'm going to pull this car over and blow up everything if you don't stop.
And we talked about this earlier. You're a father. Tell me there have not been times when you were raising your very good kid, by the way, that you would not have blown up a planet to make him do what you want.
Question.
I don't know, man. That's a billion people, man.
Does Darth Vader know Leia's his daughter?
Has to.
At that moment.
He can feel Luke. Luke felt her when they were making out.
You are a rebel and a traitor.
Everybody felt up Leia and went. Everybody felt up Leia and said, we're related.
Because he seems genuinely surprised in Jedi when he's searching Luke's feelings. He goes, sister. He seems genuinely surprised.
I don't think he was genuinely surprised that he had a sister. I think he was genuinely surprised about what Luke was thinking about his sister.
What he was genuinely surprised about is like, there's a girl with absolutely no power. In 20 years, we'll fix this with new movies. Garbage person.
She also did spend the entire part of the original in no underwear at George Lucas's insistence.
Oh, I don't know about all that. I mean, she looked pretty hot when she did the Jabba thing.
Oh, totes. But like the original Star Wars, she's not wearing underwear. You can clearly see it.
Why does that make her a garbage person?
It makes George Lucas a garbage person. But thank you, George.
I mean, it was the 70s. Everybody's cool.
Yeah. As someone coming of age in that era.
I mean, thank God the real world caught up and girls don't wear underwear now.
Right? Oh, there's always Kylo Ren. Nah. Daddy left. Mommy abandoned him for the rebels. And then Uncle Luke is going to murder him because he had a bad vision.
So you're saying Kylo Ren's bad because of all this? Because it sounds like Kylo Ren's
then he ran to Grandpa.
Kylo Ren's reaction is perfectly normal. Oh, finally a family member who's not trying to murder me.
Yeah.
Well,
Grandpa Vader, I like your spirit.
So 2 points. One, sounds like a solid argument for Luke is a garbage person.
Product of his environment.
You can only say that so many times.
Dude.
That's the whole point of my argument.
He almost murdered his nephew because he had a bad dream.
Second, does Luke wanting to kill Kylo Ren or what was his real name?
Ben Solo.
Yeah, Ben Solo.
Lame.
Does that justify everything Ben Solo does after that?
No.
Wait, I got it. Product of his environment.
Look, you've got an entire side of
I got it for you.
Of your family. 3 of your closest relatives have tried to kill you, and the only comforting you're getting is this other group of people. This is how people end up in cults.
All Skywalkers do is kill each other and then run away to scared little planets to live by themselves until they're needed again, and then they show up and die. They're
That doesn't
garbage people.
That doesn't make them.
And then everyone around them says, "Not these fucking people again."
That doesn't make them garbage people. That makes them trailer park residents. Which actually, now that I say that out loud. Yeah,
Potato, Rebel Alliance.
Yeah, honest to God, if the Skywalkers had just gotten a little family therapy, billions, maybe trillions of people would be alive.
No
At
argument
least 2
there.
planets.
Absolutely.
It is just systemic
just the 2
daddy
of them.
issues from Anakin being abandoned
Well,
to,
and that's
to
a mommy,
Kylo Ren being
and that's
abandoned.
a mommy issue. Both of those are mommy
To Luke
issues.
Skywalker being
To Luke
abandoned.
Skywalker being,
Leia being abandoned.
well, but she got a good life, which is why she has no power, because poverty is what breeds being a good Jedi.
Apparently. You gotta be
dirt poor.
poor AF to be a good
Yes.
Like slavery poor. Yeah.
Poverty breeds beauty. I'm sorry, Jedi powers, also beauty.
Although that, because
Have you been to Eastern Europe?
Jedi. Rails way off.
What's the last one?
Sorry, Eastern Europe.
Yeah,
I apologize.
the one who she's also back on Tatooine, which why do they all keep going back to the same place?
No, she's on a different desert planet. That's like the Pahrump
Yeah.
to Tatooine's Las Vegas.
Yes. Yeah, she's on another shithole planet being run by a salvage.
All right, if Pahrump was a planet,
Okay.
yeah.
The last one, Rey, who technically is Palpatine's granddaughter. Again, these 2 families have just fucked the entirety of the universe. But at the end, she's like, "Oh, I'm a Skywalker because I'm a garbage person."
See, so what you're hearing me is Palpatine made the Skywalkers garbage.
Honestly, the Skywalker, they should be called Palpatine's bitch. And Vader worked for him. Kylo Ren worked for him.
So what you're saying is Palpatine created like this kind of set of circumstances, almost an environment that produced these people that made bad decisions.
Won't you please?
They'd be a product of it.
Won't you please donate to benefit Palpatine's kids?
That does sound like a charity. Palpatine's kids.
Coming up, that band from the Cantina on Mos Eisley, they're going to play that same song again.
We're going to do 24-hour marathon and just be like, "Palpatine's kids, we're going to reach the goal. $1 million. Let's see what's on the board."
That is a great reference.
Kids.
If you remember Jerry Lewis
if you grew up in the
smoking about
70s.
14 packs of cigarettes and drinking for 24 straight hours on broadcast television.
We got to do a telethon.
That was
We gotta do a
awesome. That would
telethon.
be a fantastic.
Man, the way he looked at the beginning of that thing and the way he looked 24 hours later,
we get
just
the tuxedos on. We get the ties
things
all
that-
loosened up.
Okay, let's see
he
where we're
is
at the bar.
literally existing only
What are we
on
gonna do?
bourbon and nicotine.
What are we going to do a telethon for on this podcast?
Palpatine's kids. That's
Well,
the only charity we're supporting. Palpatine's
so
kids.
I was going to say, people won't stand for us giving the money to Palpatine's kids because it's not a thing, but people won't give us money, so it won't matter. So it'll just be 24 hours of being drunk and goofing around, which is not new.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Okay. Does that make us garbage people or products of our environment?
I haven't slated any planets for destruction and genocide, so I don't think so. Have you?
No, but Mercury is really pissing me off lately.
Is it in retrograde? Is it just messing up your karma?
So,
Wait,
you're on notice, Mercury.
Wait, I want to go back. What did Mercury do?
I
to
don't
you,
want to
Mental?
talk about it. I'm just saying.
Did Mercury do bad things to you when you were 15?
All right.
It's not so fun
want-
when the shoe's on the other foot, is it?
We're coming up on time. I want to give everybody some space to do this. I'd really like to play this game if we're all game for it. Do you think you would be part of the Rebel Alliance, or do you think you'd be part of the Empire, and why? And where do you think you'd be in that sort of equation? And anybody that's got an answer
Great
queued up,
question.
I've got one, so I'll go ahead and go first. Let you guys give you guys some
Drew's
time to
answer,
think.
So yeah, let's let Drew go first.
I would absolutely join the Empire. I would do it for benefits and education.
Money for college.
Money for college. Same reason I joined the military in the first place. Travel. I would absolutely have been on a Death Star assignment because there would have been a bonus. Some kind of hazard pay or tax-free or whatever.
Oh, no, because...
Absolutely, I would have.
I'm not sure would have. I think the Death Star would have been seen as like a cush assignment.
The first Death Star absolutely was a cush assignment.
Good per diem then.
Not even good per diem. Like you could just save a lot of money. They probably already had. They probably had like the off-duty education office there on because it's
you just college
it's
classes.
Like LUD. I think the Death Star's like LUD because they don't think anything's going to happen to
you. Just go to the gym and go to school. Go to the gym.
It's work. It's the work tan laundry of every deployment. So, but the second Death Star. All of a sudden you're probably getting hazard pay.
They don't know there's a small thermal exhaust port that's a womp wrap wide.
Womp womp. That one little magic missile guided by... Okay.
That's what they call them, womp wraps.
So for sure, I would have been in the Empire. I would have been on the Death Star. Luke would have blown me up. I would have been one of the many people murdered by the Skywalker garbage people.
You're gonna argue with me, but
probably
that's why we're here.
Stay with me till the end. I would have gone Rebel for two reasons. And one of them is the same reason I joined the Air Force. How many hot chicks have you seen in the Empire?
How would you know?
That's all I'm saying.
Blue chicks. Oh my God. Those like tall Smurfs? I'd be in.
No.
I would be in.
They're not. Those aren't in the Empire.
Everything's in the Empire. It's the Empire.
They were a member of the Empire military.
Oh, I don't know, man. Under them storm. Those,
no.
You know what? The lady stormtroopers thing we're going to see next week will show you.
Fair. How many hot chicks? This is why I didn't join the Navy. This is why I didn't join the... Well, there's a lot of reasons I didn't join the Marines. That's why I didn't join the Army. Hot chicks, they were all in the Air Force. So I would have joined the Rebel...
You joined the Air Force for hot chicks? How'd that go for you?
I knew I was going to the military. And then, compared to the other branches... All right.
I'm not arguing. You joined the military for hot chicks. I love it.
I knew I was joining the military.
I love that you're the only one that's married
for 25 years.
For almost your entire career. We've been single for almost
Is this why you went back twice?
Just the hotties.
Just the
hotties.
Because you went in, you got out, you went back. You got out. You went back.
Hot chicks be calling.
You were faced with a choice that we're gonna stay, and that's a whole separate episode. But was it the hotties?
And
always the hotties.
Secondly, apparently the requirements to get into pilot training for the Rebel Alliance fucking easy as shit. Okay, Han Solo got rejected from Empire pilot training.
Hang on.
But you look at anybody.
Can
you fly?
You're here and can move your arms.
Exactly.
Great. Not only are you a pilot, you're an X-wing pilot.
Yeah, exactly. You, a literate child from a desert planet that used to be a moisture farmer and just showed up randomly. Here is one of the most advanced tactical fighters in the universe.
I flew a kite once. You're a navigator.
Boom.
Also, Luke Skywalker doesn't follow orders. Turns off his nav computer.
Yes.
And gets promoted. This is the environment that I'm going to flourish in. I'm going to do well.
I'm going to break the rules and then get promoted. Yeah, no.
Bam.
Garbage.
If the Air Force followed that philosophy, I'd be running shit right now. He broke the rules and got people killed. Get him promoted.
Best thing I ever got told. And this is why I would be in the Empire. They said, Drew, we would really like to promote you, but we are scared of what comes out of your mouth. And I was like, that tracks. That tracks. No, you should keep me right here.
You would be the guy in the staff meeting that Vader goes and does this to, but the power of your force is like, you're like, it doesn't work, bro. Whatever.
Actually, hang on, more.
That's exactly.
More.
It would be.
I'm there.
I'm there. Almost there.
Do I call you Daddy? Do I call you Daddy Vader when I
And
finish?
then Vader's going,
Yeah.
Fucking Daddy Vader, Daddy Vader.
That's more likely.
Yeah.
Still with us? Still with us? I know, it got gross for a little bit, didn't it? I think, no promises, but I think we're almost done.
Hashtag more staff meetings.
to wrap up, I'm not saying the Skywalkers are good people.
Oh, you don't want to hear mine?
Yeah, I want to hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, to wrap up your point, yeah.
I thought you were wrapping up the whole thing. No, wrap up your point.
Yeah, Skywalkers, they're just victims of circumstance. They're not good people.
Are we still doing that?
You maintain their garbage people.
I do.
All right.
But I want to hear if you would think you'd
Rebellion,
be in the Rebel Alliance
Empire.
or the Empire, and where you think you'd fit.
So to go into this, I think it does matter where you grew up. Right? In the
does
Empire,
matter.
Right? Like if I grew up in Pahrump, Nevada, I would have grown up with a very different life than growing up where I did grow up in Connecticut, right? So
you totally would have joined the Jedi school and murdered all the kids if you grew up in Rome.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm thinking. I like the way I look at it is Connecticut's like the core world where like everything's peaceful and prosperous. I probably would have joined the Empire.
Yeah.
But I think what probably would have happened is I probably would have felt unappreciated and then been like, fuck these guys.
And I would have been the one. I would have been the one in the bar that would have just settled up next to you, going, "You're feeling underappreciated."
And then I would have shot you because I shot first.
Over at the Empire, aren't you? What if I said we'd give you another ring?
What if I said we've got hot chicks
And no pay. Hot chicks, no pay, and really...
and being on the run for your entire life.
Yes, from everyone, everywhere.
But I would have heard hot chicks and said, sign me up.
Nope.
Will they appreciate me?
No,
Probably not, but it's better than what you're doing now.
I would have hung out when they cloned Boba Fett into the clone army, and then it just got like shittier and shittier versions of it for
Seriously,
shots.
like you know, a lot of people are like, oh, why didn't they clone somebody with better ammo? Okay, he was a good
One good sniper.
He was
a bounty hunter that got
He was
lucky.
a very good bounty hunter, but we've talked about this. Go and watch the movie Michael Keaton classic, Duplicity. And that's where the Empire went wrong because they kept making copies of copies. And by the end of it, the stormtroopers were like,
The 2000 stormtroopers like, shoot this.
she touched my pee-pee, which is why there were no hot chicks in the Empire because it would have just screwed it all up.
I mean, no argument there.
Oh, God.
Laura Dern, Rebel Commander. Princess Leia, Rebel Commander.
I'm sure I would have found me a hot chick in the Empire. Or at least high-speed internet.
She would have been married to somebody and you would have gotten demoted.
I don't care.
You would have got sent to the Death Star, the shitty frozen over Death Star planet.
Yeah, like
with the giant cannon.
like in my career, man, because a hot
but
Smurf chick could get me.
But you wouldn't even have good porn in the Empire, right? So
the good porn is on the Rebel side.
This is a pet peeve of mine for Star Wars, and I understand why they did this in the 70s for the aesthetic of the movie, but in the Star Wars universe, they have faster than light travel.
Mm-hmm.
They have anti-gravity.
Yep.
They have artificial gravity.
Mm-hmm.
They have directed energy weapons.
Yep.
They have lightsabers. They have carbon freezing. They have any number of magnificent technologies, yet really shitty, worse than standard TV video. Now, we have none of these things. None of these things, but we have 4K video that we're bringing this podcast to you in right now.
4K, baby.
Right? So, who's got it better, us or in the Star Wars universe?
Us, because they're not
every time.
blowing up planets. No one's dying.
Fair.
And we have no
But also-
Skywalker garbage
Infinitely
people.
more hot chicks in Las Vegas.
We have our
also
own
4K
garbage people.
But also
We do
4K
have our own
video. Yes,
garbage.
we have plenty of garbage people in Las Vegas.
Yeah, and
But no
4K
Skywalkers.
and 4K video.
As far as we know.
No Skywalkers, just garbage people.
just garbage people. Yeah.
Oh.
Still with us?
You know, we all love Star Wars, It's a great show. It's
We
spirited
love
debate.
Star Wars so much that the next episode of this will include a review, as we promised a few episodes back, of The Empire Strips Back. We are all going.
Thanks to Drew for getting the tickets, for
Yeah.
setting that up for us. So
Thanks to you for bringing it to the podcast. You were like, "This is the thing," and I was like,
Yes.
"I want to do that
yeah,
thing."
I was going with or without you guys.
yeah, I was going either way.
Recognizing that if you found this by searching a keyword, you're either in agreement or you are very, very angry at us.
Send your cards and letters to mental.
Totally. Absolutely.
Just write mental on it. It'll get to him.
Yeah, that's true. Wrap
it up.
All right, sweet. Hey, folks, thank you for joining us. Now, this isn't normally our repertoire, but if you've enjoyed this or you want to disagree with us,
If you've enjoyed this, keep it to
even though
yourself.
I'm right, I'm supposed to tell you to, smash that like and subscribe button. Not our style. All right, but throw this out to a friend. Watch a couple of our other episodes. We try to do this every week. We're the Sin City Podcast. You want to correct our math. You want to find out where the good tacos in Las Vegas are, or you just want to drop us a line, get a hold of us on all of our socials. We are on Facebook. We are on Reddit. We're on the thing formerly known as Twitter. We are on Instagram. And we even have, I'm supposed to bring it up and I'm too lazy to do it. Look through the show notes. We've got a number where you can text Drew or you can email us at sincitispin.podcast@gmail.com. Thank you all very much for joining us. Hopefully, luck will be your lady. But if you wind up broke, I hope you had a swing in time.
May the 4th be with you.
Happy 4th, everybody.